I'm here with two of my buddies, my original NTG3 made by Rode, which I've used for 6 or 7 years now. I've never found a mic comparable. It's also $700. And now I have the new, long-awaited and anticipated NTG5 sitting here. We're going to take a comparison of these two mics, and we're going to see how they stack up. Maybe this is even better. Let's take a look at it. Okay, here we are, NTG5, NTG7. I shouldn't say it's versus. Are they equivalent? Is the 5 almost as good as the NTG3? Is it equal to? Is it better? I've taken a lot of steps to make sure that this is an equivalency test. Now, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't sell my NTG3 for nothing, but I would sure like to have a similar microphone that sounded similar to the NTG3, and I would use the hell out of it and buy the hell out of it. Now, I'm not going to go through all the crazy specs. Curtis Judd also has the NTG5. He'll go through and he'll explain to you all about the RF bias, and he'll do all sorts of white noise tests, and he does all that stuff. He really tears into this stuff. There's only one thing that I care about. I know the NTG3, I know its specs, and I know it's awesome. All I want to know is, does the NTG5 come close to it, or does it even match it? Let's find out. Let's first look at the Rode NTG3. It's about $699 and includes a padded case, which I always appreciate. It comes with a foam wind cover, a mic mount, a tool for mounting mic shock mount holders that you'll see in a moment, although this mic did not come with the shock mount. This incredible thick and durable tube, you could drive a truck over this thing and it wouldn't faze it. The mic is kept in the tube securely with heavy-duty foam, and you just screw the cap off and remove the mic. There's the NTG3, mine is the silver edition. It also comes in black. Like any professional microphone, it has an XLR connection to attach to your mixing board or audio recorder. Here's the $500 NTG5 box, and I was really surprised at how much stuff they pack in here. Like the NTG3, they give you a padded carry case, which I appreciate. Next, we have a really nice mic mount. Totally okay to mount this on a stand or boom, but if you will be hand holding the boom, you'll want a shock mount so the noise doesn't travel into the mic. Again, surprisingly, they include a very capable and well-built furry wind cover, which does a much better job at handling wind noise if you happen to be shooting outside than the plain foam cover will. Again, surprising, they include an entire shock mount system with the microphone and a tool to mount the rubber shock holders, which you'll see in a second. The shock mount itself has 4 places to attach the mic holders, which is another really nice touch. I'll just mount mine on the front and the back for now like this, using the 4 screws provided and the included tool. I appreciate the extra screws, which you should just attach to the remaining threaded holes so they don't get lost. Also included is the XLR jack to mount the mic and isolate the cord into the shock mount holder, an incredibly great addition. Finally, we have the mic itself, the NTG5, which also comes with a foam wind cover in addition to the furry wind cover. You simply attach the mic into the shock mount like so, and route the cable here, and attach the small cord to the shock mount like this. Very nice. Then you route the cord through the shock mount and attach the XLR end into the shock mount itself. It has a large adjustable handle that is easy to use, and that's so you can adjust the angle of the mic when it's on your boom pole or mic stand to get the best position for the microphone on your talent. Here's a close-up view of the Rode NTG3 and the Rode NTG5, which is demonstrably smaller. The NTG3 measures a little over 10 inches or 26 centimeters, whereas the NTG5 is more than 2 inches shorter, about 8 inches or 20 centimeters. Just for comparison, here is the DEITY S Mic 2, which is also just around 10 inches or 26 centimeters. Notice most of these pro-level mics, the Rode NTG3, the DEITY S Mic 2, and the Rode NTG5, use XLR connections, which attach to higher-end cameras, cinema cameras, and camcorders, and higher-end audio recorders such as the Zoom or Mix Pre series. This can surprise some who aren't familiar with these types of connections, and although you can get adapters to run directly into your camera, I think if you're looking for a deal and a good camera connection type mic, the DEITY vMic D3 Pro may be a better option for you. Let's go do some testing. All right, again, you'll notice here that I have the two mics are sitting right up here. The black one is the NTG5, and the silver one right here is the NTG3. So they're exactly the same amount. They're sitting currently, I have a mark taped on the floor. They are exactly sitting away from my mouth. They're pointing in this direction. They are 12 inches away from my mouth right now. It looks like they're sitting right on me, but they're not. Anyway, I think they've got these things dialed in. I have the MixPre 3. Right now, the NTG3 you're hearing. The MixPre 3 is set to an input level of, actually, I don't know what the input level is. Let me go look. The input level is set to exactly 1.4 dB on channel 1 on the MixPre 3, and that's the Rode NTG3. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch the XLR jack and see if we get the same. It should be about the same levels. I can see where the green bar on my MixPre 3 is right about minus 20, a little bit over, minus 20, minus 18 or so. I should get the same results. Let's do the first test and see what kind of input levels we get between this and this. Okay, so the only thing I did was I changed the XLR jack from the NTG3 to the NTG5. It looks like the NTG5. It looks like it may be running a little bit hotter, just a little bit. Not so much. They're pretty comparable. So again, I have the MixPre 3 at 1.4. I'm talking into the NTG5 now. It'll be interesting to hear how they sound. I've simply swapped the XLR cable from the NTG5 to the NTG3. I'm running the same everything. It's running through the same cable into the same input, one on the MixPre 3 at the same exact level, 1.4 dB. I do want to do some silence tests. So right now, I'm still plugged into the NTG5. I'm going to just have a moment of silence, just hear what we hear. There may be some noise or something. I don't live in a vacuum. There's things going on. There might be something going by. But at least we can grab it and see what type of noise test we get. Let's do that now, NTG5, for a few seconds. Okay, that was a silence test for the NTG5. Let's switch the XLR jack and do the same with the NTG3 and see what we get. Okay, now we're back into the NTG3. Yeah, these levels are at 1.4 on the MixPre 3, look exactly the same. Let's again do a silence test on the NTG3 for a few seconds and see what we get. Okay, we should be able to do something with that in Adobe Audition and check out what the noise floor are in on both of these, see what we're actually getting. Okay, so first we're going to read a little. We have the NTG3 hooked in. We're just going to read a little passage from a book, and then we're going to do the same with the NTG5 and see how they compare. If it hadn't been for photographs and the ceramic artifacts, nobody would have believed the report. It simply was not credible that another intelligent race should ever have existed in the galaxy. The report wasn't content to claim one intelligent race to have existed. It claimed two, and it offered evidence that some thousands of years before they had fought each other bitterly and mercilessly, and that they had exterminated each other in an interplanetary war which lasted only days or even hours, which was hard to believe. Hopefully they sound the same. Hopefully it's equivalent. If this NTG5 sounds the same than the NTG7, I'm sold. If it comes near it, I'm sold. If it's better, I'm really sold. There's the NTG5 versus the NTG3. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. You know, the odd thing about this is I'm pulling the phantom powered 48 volt XLR jack in between these mics, and I actually don't know if I'm damaging this mic or that mic, or if I'm damaging the mix per E3. I actually don't know. I should probably ask someone like Curtis or someone else to find out if I'm doing something really bad, huh? If you know if that's bad, let me know in the comments below.